Brady, what actually is a ditch kit?
A ditch kit is what you grab when you are ditching the boat. It's like last case scenario.
Everybody out!
The boat's going under, we're leaving, and you have a certain kit that's designed to make you survive. So Blue read Adrift and was immediately like, where's our ditch kit? And we showed her and it was like some flares and like a life raft and it wasn't very good in some water. And she's like, alright, that's my task. I'm gonna
make it safe.
I'm gonna add some more stuff.
Soup up the ditch kit. And you will make a list of it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna give it to you guys to share. So if you ever want to make your own ditch kits.
Maybe you can tell me your thoughts, but I think this is like an overly extensive ditch kit. But I don't think it hurts to do. And if worst case scenario, Delos is obviously a super trustworthy boat. But worst case scenario, if something did happen, I would want to punch myself in the face if I didn't prepare this. Yeah. So that's pretty much just trying to.
It's one of those things like, oh yeah, it's your own fault if you didn't prepare.
Yeah. Today I am going through all of the ditch kits that we have because now we ended up with the ditch kit supplies from our old raft, which was expired, that we have to replace. Then there's going to be a new one that comes with a whole new supply of things. Then we also have the kit from the 16-person life raft that we set off during the patron meetup. And then we have a few flares and stuff that were already on Delos. And so I'm just gonna go through everything, see which of the flares are actually not expired, go through the list of things that I have basically in like an Amazon cart and make sure we have everything, get everything all in one place. They had these two waterproof things with some flares in it and an old EPIRB and some stuff like that. So I'm gonna expand it a little bit. So now instead of just those two things, I'm also gonna add an additional dry bag and put some stuff in there. So anyways, as I put everything away and get it organized, I'm going to show you what it is. But I am gonna put stuff like in priority, I think. Like number one thing you grab, number two thing you grab, and then on the ditch list, that's labeled what the highest priority items are. So obviously, highest priority is stuff that's gonna get us found.
That's a very good point, very good
old EPIRB.
What's an EPIRB?
A EPIRB, it stands for Emergency Positioning Indicating Radio Beacon. And it is a safety device where you register it, first of all, to your boat or to your person, because people use them for hiking, not just for sailing. But when the signal goes off, it gets shot to the satellites, and then it gets sent to whatever the closest EPIRB station is. It's usually like emergency management service or something like that, and then they can triangulate your position. Well, the new ones send GPS information of where you are and what's going on, and like who to contact if it were to happen. They like know exactly where you are and they'll reroute a ship. Back in the day when Adrift happened, there wasn't this technology, right?
Yep.
So like a lot of the stuff now is the first priority, like Lou said, is to be found number one. Like that's where the resources should go to be like noticed and found as quickly as possible. If that doesn't happen, then the secondary stuff is to survive. It used to be like when you fall off, you might not get found for 2 weeks, so you have to survive.
Yeah. Or longer.
Or longer, sure. You never know.
We have flares, and those obviously need to be kept dry. Red Rocket MK84 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 of those. And out of these red hand flares, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We also have these, which it's like a Life Smoke MK9. We have 3 of those. Okay, then we have this hand flare gun and 2 mini air horns, just to be able to make noise if we need to.
I can't bring my rape whistle.
You can bring your rape whistle. We have another rape whistle in here in case. Yeah.
Oh no, it has this.
Compass, very simple, basic compass.
I asked Brady if there's a heliograph in our life raft. It's basically a mirror with a hole in the center of it. So if you got a plane flying over or say a ship passing, you can actually reflect the sun raise back at the plane.
Yeah,
where
sure.
you'll use that little hole to look through,
and
then angle that at the plane, and then basically flash. Yeah, old invention made, still being used today.
The answer is yes, we do. I just didn't know it's called a heliograph. I thought it was just called like a reflective mirror.
Is it the same as a signaling mirror, or is it two?
Yeah, that's
a mirror.
So next thing going in the ditch kit is this medical kit. And it looks like this one was originally purchased from West Marine, but I pretty much went through the med kit the other day when we examined everything and souped it up a bit. I chose this one to build up because it has these separated baggies. So it's wounds, fractures, sprains, stopping bleeding, burns, blisters, abrasions, and medication and stings. And they each have a little kind of informational page in there. And then I just went through and added everything. So we have everything from aspirin to tools to stop bleeding, get everything bandaged up, even give stitches if you needed to. A lot of antiseptic stuff, definitely. A wire splint. I also put in some of like the paint on glue to glue it cut together. 3 surgical tapes to add to our med kit. Some versatile rescue tape. It's will hold 950 psi, resists extreme heat.
Is that the thermal blanket? This is great for both cold and hot, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what, it kind of just wraps you up and keeps. Let's say you're in shock.
Yeah, especially if you're in shock.
You're in shock, and it'll kind of keep you calm down, make you feel comfy, like you're in a womb.
You're in a womb. We got 6 of these emergency blankets.
Yeah, nice.
Sunscreen.
Yeah. It's crucial.
And a chap. And I also am going to include this thing, a little splint like that, in case something happened to someone's neck, arm, or leg. So that's that medical kit.
This is Lieutenant Commander Data speaking for the captain. Abandon ship. This is not a drill.
Okay, so the next few items going in, this is a spare repair kit. I know that there's going to be a new one in our new life raft, but I figure it doesn't hurt to have this extra one, so I'm going to include this. And then we also have a pair of goggles. There we go, a little mask right there. A few carabiners and sewing awl. And a flashlight that is powered by winding it. So I think that's a good thing to have too. This is the fishing kit. It's from the U.S. Coast Guard. U.S. Coast Guard approved emergency fishing tackle. But I did add a couple things in here too. And I also don't know what these are, so can you explain?
Oh,
Is it
that's,
for full...
That's what,
You
what
wrap
you
your
use
line
is
around
you
it,
wrap
don't
your
you?
line around
Oh,
this.
yeah,
So when you're
that.
bringing
It's
the
like when
line
you
back
crab
up,
It's not good. It doesn't get tangled.
all
Anyways.
tangled up and knotted up.
There's 2 storm drogues here. One's mesh, one's cloth.
Some piercing equipment.
Add a couple of these dye markers. This book, which I think is pretty cool.
That is definitely a must-have. You should probably have 2 copies, one near the toilet and one in the life raft. It's actually pretty good to read.
So this is one all-weather pen, Write in the Rain, and this is a Write in the Rain journal.
Over the pen.
Look at what Blue's got in here.
What you got?
Goodies. Hey, Sonny.
Sunnies, yeah. Sunnies.
That's what you think about.
Because you go blind.
Fuck yeah.
Honestly, you'd go blind if you didn't have them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And we're fashionable when we get picked up.
Right?
Yeah. You bring some fashion.
Not for fashion, but for guarding.
Cool, actually.
Yeah.
Guarding.
We just
The
don't have
best
cool
life raft
Yeah, right.
ever.
We're so
I'm
pimped
bringing
out.
a bottle of rum.
I'm ready.
What? We're abandoning ship, Ty.
We have these emergency provisions, which they're pretty expired, so I'm not quite sure. I may get some new ones or do research on if they actually expire.
What is it, like pasty, cardboard stuff?
It's
Yeah,
not that bad
it's not
actually.
that
We
bad.
ordered the pack of it, and
It doesn't
Oh,
taste
yeah.
gross.
it tastes like coconut shortbread, like
Ooh.
super compressed.
Yum.
Like if you took like a coconut shortbread pastry and like.
Let's see what the instructions on this packet say. Do not drink water during the first 24 hours unless sick, injured, or in desert conditions. After the first 24 hours, drink more than 500 milliliters per day. When supply is nearly exhausted, no more than 1/10 of a liter per day. Never drink seawater, not even mixed with fresh water. It'll make you go fucking crazy.
Please, can I have a drink of water?
Which leads us to water,
Okay.
actually. So this is what you guys used to have.
We used to have 2 of those, which those are 10 liters each, right?
Yeah.
So we used to have 20 liters ready to go, ready to be put in, but I think water's so important to have out there, and since we don't have a solar still, we're going to have 40 liters with us. There's this really cool company, the Swedish guy that makes these, it's called Daco Blue, and they're basically, he does fuel bags and water bags, but we're gonna fill up 2 of these and have it ready to grab, and it's basically just a 20-liter bag of water.
Nice.
That'll last forever, and you can just grab it easily and chuck it where you need it to go.
A couple of other options for that. This is the water that we got out of the other ditch kits, and we have quite a bit of it, but pretty much between those 3 options, we felt like that one was the best, so we got it. The one thing that we didn't get is a solar still. It's kind of expensive. It's like $250. The one I still think we should get one. I guess Brady's not sold. So
Yeah.
do you want to explain why?
What is it first?
So it's basically like a distillation unit for salt water. So you put salt water in the bottom of it, and as it evaporates, it goes and catches on the roof, the fresh water, and then
drips
drains down
down,
the
yeah.
side. For what it is, you don't get that much water from it. You get it's like half a liter a day or something like that if it's sunny and you're running it for like 24 hours. Yeah, it's just like an inflatable
It's like an
toy.
inflatable.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard to put a price on like if you're fucking thirsty and you're out there and you're like, I should have
you're
spent
about to
that
die.
$250, but you have to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
I say we draw the line on the other side of that, but that's just that's me.
There's a line.
Yeah. And now we just need to get it organized and put all into a small space. Alrighty, so we labeled them. 1, this has like the EPIRB and stuff like that in it. That is the first box we would grab. 2 is the second box. I kind of split things up, put some flares in each, put, you know, kind of the second most important things in here. And that's waterproof, so waterproof stuff is in there. And then there's also 3, and that's like the food, that's like long-term survival stuff. So it's food, it's the rash guards, it's the bigger space blankets and all that kind of stuff. So, yee.